on Divorce Court today. Is Big Daddy the big man at home? Nicole is worried that her husband Derek, a mechanic, is playing with more than car parts when female customers call in the middle of the night. Nicole Evans and Derek Evans have brought their dispute for Judge Lynn Toler to resolve. Testimony in Divorce Court starts now.
Mrs. Evans, you tell me that you don't trust your husband. Why is that?
Well, let me tell you about Mr. Big Daddy.
Big Daddy?
Big Daddy.
That's what you call him, Big Daddy. I can see that.
Yes, Big Daddy. Yeah, just one day, we was just finishing, a session, and his phone rings. And I'm listening, and I just hear all this hee-hee, ha-ha. Somebody saying Big Daddy, and he's just laughing it off. And I'm thinking to myself, Big Daddy, who is this? What's going on? What's so funny? I'm not on the other end. What's going on?
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What's a session?
A session's like sex.
Okay, that's what I thought, and I just wanted to clear that up.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So and he was like, "Oh, that's a customer." I'm like, "A customer calls you Big Daddy?" And I'm thinking to myself, "This is unacceptable. Well, what are we selling? He's a mechanic." But I'm thinking, wait, what are we selling? So when I brought it to his attention, he says, "Oh, well, I'm a dad, I'm big." And I'm thinking to myself, okay, that's true, but should Big Daddy be something someone's saying to you? So it was just a bit strange. But
well, who was calling you Big Daddy?
Yeah, Big Daddy.
Okay, let me clear this up. Okay, I'm a big guy, but this is one of my customers, and on my voicemail, that's what it says when it comes up for the prompt. It says Big Daddy.
Oh, so you called yourself Big Daddy.
My customer was laughing about my voicemail.
I was like, okay, Big Daddy.
Yeah. So that's what happened, and she just went completely left field with it. Oh, you doing this and you doing that. Why you doing that to me? Why is she calling you? Why y'all laughing on the phone?
Now, Ms. Evans, so far you're looking a little silly. So let's try again on the trust issues. He calls himself Big Daddy on the phone, and somebody else will say Big Daddy. It makes all the sense in the world.
Oh, does it?
Yes, it does.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well.
Give me something else.
Okay. Like I'll say, well, you coming home, or what you doing? He'll be like, oh, I'm around the corner. Around the corner, I'll be there shortly. And I'm thinking, okay, well, what corner you around? Because it don't never come. It'll be like next day. You don't hear anything. I'm like, what happened? Oh, so-and-so, I had to do this, I had to do that. I'm like, hello, let's talk. You can call me. No call, no show. He just, goes off to the left. I'm thinking, that's unacceptable. Let me know what's happening.
Mr. Evans, where are you when you say you're around the corner?
Around the corner is either at work, at the shop where I'm at, or at my mother's house where I've been because I haven't been able to be at the house with my wife since we was married.
How come?
Oh, well.
I mean, how long you been married?
For 8 years.
And you've never lived with your wife?
Altogether, total of probably a year we lived together on and off.
Now, how does that happen?
Well, let's say we had a very nice wedding and a very nice honeymoon. Ended up with a daughter behind that. And then when we get back out the honeymoon, I have to go to my mother's house, and she goes and says that her mom and her have to talk about me living with them.
Oh, so you didn't have a home of your own? You were both going to go back to her mother's house, but her mother didn't want you in her house?
I don't know what the living arrangement was with her at that time, but I was living by myself.
I'm so confused. Why couldn't she move into your house with you if you were living by yourself?
Because before the honeymoon, I got rid of my place contingent on that me and her was going to be living together at her place.
Her place where her mother is?
Right.
Did you talk to her mother before you?
No.
Why would you do that? Who wants to move in with their mother-in-law? What kind of sense does that make?
I thought everything was fine, really, to tell you the truth, because that's what she told me, that, once we get back, you'll be with me.
But did your mother not allow your husband to come into the house with you?
Okay, Judge Lynn, this is what happened. Now, that's not the whole story Big Daddy's revealing. What happened is prior to, my family wasn't too happy on us getting together, so it was kind of a surprise. So I hadn't told my mom yet that he was coming home with me. So I was going to try to, lay it, try to ease it in on her. So,
How you going to ease a man that big in anyway?
It ain't easy.
Big Daddy.
You
But
So you just gonna like, oh, I know you don't like him, but I married him. He's gonna come live with us.
yeah, that's it. You're right. See, you get it. Well, I don't know why she didn't get it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Exactly. That's it. Perfect.
How old were you when you got married?
Well, let's see. 32.
You were 32 years old. And how old were you?
I was 35.
And the decision was to live with your mother.
Well,
At that age.
I had my own home, so he was going to come with us because he's right. He did sell his home, so he was right. I had a home in my.
You had a home that your mother was living in.
Right.
So since it's your house, your mother can't tell you who you can and cannot have in it.
Right, but you know, she wasn't too happy because she was there also. But I mean, just to be fair, but just like I said, I thought telling her just like I told you that she would accept it. You know, I was grown, working, and newly married, and it didn't work that way.
That's not fair.
So what happened? So you tried to move in and she started fussing and hollering. What happened?
No, when we got back from the honeymoon, we was at my mother's house, and I started to get my things, and I was going to go to her car, and she was like, oh, wait a minute, hold on. I got to talk to my mom first. So I'm like, wait a minute, what am I doing? I just said I do, and now I can't. I got to go back in the house with my mom. I couldn't believe it. It's a big shocker to me, and I was like, okay, I'm 35 years old. I just had my own place. I sold it, and now I got to go back home to mom and be subject to teenage rules again.
Yeah, and your wife is with her mother.
Yeah.
Living somewhere else. Wow. Now, Ms.
Judge,
Evans, that's two silly
understand.
things in a row from you. You're not looking very good here.
Wait a minute. Well, that situation was a bit, you know, funky and stuff. So, but I did try to smooth it over. And then eventually it started.
Well, how come throughout these 8 years you never managed to reside in one place, or only been able to do it for a year?
Well, Big Daddy failed to mention is that a big problem, like when my spidey senses go off and tell me like he's doing things he has no business doing, which is like other women, he leaves. And he wouldn't come home.
He leaves where?
Home when he is home. My home, our home.
Is your
together.
mom in the house?
Well, yeah, mom's there too, yeah.
So she got used to it?
Yeah, she accepted it, right. We got past that. Yeah, we got past that.
I don't know how you people manage. I really don't.
Next, Big Daddy tries to do the laundry, but do rules get in the way? Plus, a roast chicken goes horribly wrong. Your mama warned you not to marry your mate. If she was right and divorce is your best option, call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Become a fan at facebook.com/divorcecourt. Divorce Court. Real relationships, raw emotion. Testimony continues now.
Now, Mrs. Evans, I like you.
Good. That's a good thing.
But you're a little woo-woo. So I'm going to go over here and talk to Mr. Evans and see if I can get the straight scoop.
Yeah, let's hear from Big Daddy.
Explain the living situation for the last 8 years. You went on a honeymoon, you came back, you sold your spot, you were supposed to move in with her and her mother. Mama didn't want you. What happened?
Well, after we did finally come together, I found out she had some strange habits. That she doesn't like to
She
cook
was in
or
the house.
clean.
You finally moved in the house with her and her mother.
Right.
How long did that take?
Oh, that was, like I say, it was on and off so long till I lost count, but it was probably like 8 months, something like that.
Hey, so go ahead.
Okay, this is what I'm gonna tell you. She doesn't like to clean up. She doesn't like to cook. And when she goes to wash clothes, it's so strange because she'll like to separate the heavy clothes and separate the like t-shirts and all that and dry them all together. From where I'm at, I just throw all the clothes in there. They're all gonna get dry anyway, so what's the problem?
That's why he don't wash. Yeah.
Well, that's what I do, and it is a problem. So now my husband does the laundry. I mean, there are rules to it. I don't know what they are, because, you know, there are rules to it. I do know that. You say she can't cook.
No.
Explain that. How bad is it?
It was some chicken one night, I swear. It was the color of your robe. I don't know what she cooked it in, And she stayed in the kitchen forever cooking it. And when it came to me, I was like, Big Daddy supposed to eat this? I can't eat this. It's not gonna work. No, it's not. No, I can't do that.
You can't cook, Mrs. Evans?
That is so not true. I do cook. Now, the cleaning he may have me on, and I have to admit, I don't like to clean. And that's one thing that I will delegate. I don't like it.
Well, you're not working outside the home currently,
Not
correct?
now, right.
Not now.
Right.
Uh-huh. So don't you have a little time to do a little mopping and dusting and sweeping?
I suppose, yeah.
You have the time. Well, what are you doing instead? What's going on at your house all day that you can't get that done?
Well, I'm looking for a job. Looking for a job is a job. I'm an administrative professional, so I'm looking for a job constantly.
Is she really looking for a job? Or
No,
she
she's
just
looking for
at
me a
home?
job.
Huh?
She's looking for me a job.
She's looking for a job for you? I thought
Yeah.
you had a job.
Yeah, I do.
Well, that's true. I am looking.
She wants me to do something else.
Other than what you're doing.
Yeah, I like what I do. It's a little slow, you know. Mechanic work sometimes is hit and miss.
Right.
But for the most part, it gets, you know,
It gets
the
everything
bills.
done.
Yeah, everything is fine with that. But
Is not
my
happy
other
with it.
half, she doesn't see it that way. And I don't understand why.
Mrs. Evans, you claim that Mr. Evans can't communicate effectively. Now, I just gonna have to put this out there. I don't think either one of you can communicate effectively. Why don't you explain to me the communication difficulties you contend Mr. Evans has?
Well, first of all, we'll have a coming to Jesus meeting, which means we'll have the meeting of the minds. You know, we talk about, okay.
Now, at my house, a come to Jesus meeting is somebody's getting hollered at. Are we
Well, not
hollering?
that one, not that one.
Not that different. Okay.
Yeah, this is one when you come with your mind and your soul on what you're going to do. Look, we're going to, you know, kind of like the quarterback, set the play. I'm going to do this. Okay, babe, I'm going to work this. I'm going to work this job. I'm going to do this. And
Sounds better than my come to Jesus meetings.
And I
okay.
agree to it, and we agree, and then before you know it, he's done flip-flop, wishy-washy, and changed it up. I'll say, well, what happened? You know, you was gonna do this brake job, or you was gonna do this. Oh, well, no, I'm not gonna do that. You know, that's another day. What do you mean that's another day? What happened to what we talked about? You know, you supposed to, you know, if you're the quarterback, I'm trying to follow your play, and you switching up. I don't know what side I'm on.
Mr. Evans, do you know what she's talking about?
I have no idea.
No idea. How
Because
convenient.
me, I'm not a big talker, but when I do talk, I'm pretty much get everything out. And I'm not perfect. I'm not gonna say that I've done everything correctly. I've stepped outside the bounds.
Oh,
Which bounds are those?
yeah, which of those, Big Daddy?
I cheated once. I did.
Well, we're going to have to hear more about that, Mr. Evans.
When divorce court continues, did living apart drive Derek into the arms of another woman?
Should Nicole accept Derek's Big Daddy reputation? Call 1-800-282-1991 to vote now and see if America agrees with your opinion. You'll also receive some valuable offers. Call now, 1-800-282-1991.
If you would like your case heard on divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com and join the conversation on Twitter at divorcecourt. Real relationships, raw emotion. Divorce court continues.
Now, Mr. Evans, you just confessed to cheating. Can you tell me when, why, and how long ago?
Well, it happened right after we got married and we got back and I found out that I had to go home. So sometimes Big Daddy wanted a little something and he couldn't go home and get it because home was with Mother, so that wasn't gonna happen, so I went out.
And does she know, she knew about this before today, correct?
Yeah. She knew
Oh,
about
yeah,
this
she knows
before
all
today.
about it. Here's the picture that I'm getting, Mr. and Mrs. Evans. Let me see. That you two really don't stay in the same room very long. You know, you get together in a house, you're there for a while, something happens, and you take off. Is that right?
Right. You got it. You got it. That's it. That's it.
Explain to me what Mr. Evans does when he is confronted with conflict.
He'll leave. You know, I may bring something to his attention, like, this is a good story. It was football time. So I said to him, let's have like a little get together. He was like, no, I don't think so. I was like, all right. His friend brings the same proposal to him. And he comes home one day when I picked him up, hey, babe, you know what? So-and-so and them want to come over and watch the game. I says, really? I said, that sounds so familiar. I said, no, why is it so doable now? I said, because I mentioned that to you. You was like, no, you got to spend too much money, have to get some wings and this and that. And I'm thinking to myself, now, why was the same idea, why wasn't it brilliant when I suggested it? It's only good when someone else brings it up. But we had a falling out, and I took him to work that day, and he didn't come back.
Mr. Evans, do you tend to break camp when things are unpleasant at home?
Well, that's what I've been used to. Because, like I say, from the beginning, I wasn't there. And
yeah, but that was 8 years ago. Can't you get over that?
Great.
I'm trying to get over it.
8 years.
I'm trying so hard to get over it.
8 years.
Great observation.
8 years.
Great, Judge, great.
What can I say?
Tell us, Big Daddy, we're waiting.
I think I'm just caught up on the part about that if I wasn't there from the beginning, why should I be sticking in and trying, and it seems like it's a one-sided stick in and try.
Why do you say it's one-sided? You don't think she's trying?
Not at all.
Why don't you think she's trying?
Because, okay, let me give you an example. One time we went out of town with the family,
right,
all the kids and everything, we together, and it's just me and the family and the kids together. She's in the room, in the cabin, for like 3 or 4 days, and we're gone for a week. So who's trying to get together and who's trying to stay by themselves?
Were you in the cabin while everybody else was outside having fun?
I don't remember it that way, but, I was engaged. He just wasn't engaged with me. He was talking with all other family members and everything, because I remember having a good time, actually. I enjoyed myself. Now that I think about what he's talking about.
Well, you say it's like pulling teeth to get her to hang out with you.
Yes, it is.
What are you trying to get her to do?
Anything. Go to the movies.
Bowling, movies, bar, what are you looking to do?
She played cards with me one time over my cousin's house, and that was a big mess. And
why was it a big mess?
Because I have a cousin, and she likes to ask questions, and when she asks questions, she doesn't stop. She just goes on and on and on. What about this? What about that? Are y'all gonna do this? Are y'all gonna do that? We're trying to play cards. You wanna talk about life. Let's play cards and talk about life after cards.
Okay.
Judge Lynn Toler's ruling next. Your mama warned you not to marry your mate. If she was right and divorce is your best option, call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com.
It's time for you to call 1-800-282-1991 to answer today's question. You'll receive some valuable offers. Call now.
Divorce Court. Judge Lynn Toler's ruling right now.
Since I can't seem to get your history together, I'm going to go with what's happening right now.
Okay.
Are you guys living in the same house?
No.
Well, where are you living?
I have my own place, my own apartment.
And you?
I'm still with Mom.
How come you're not together? You just can't make it. It's over.
Almost.
Was it ever together?
On the honeymoon.
And that was about it. Other than your sessions, nothing worked out.
No.
Okay, Mr. and Ms. Evans, I'm not quite sure what you want from me. I'm not quite sure what you're doing. I'm quite sure you don't know what you're doing. But that's a whole another story altogether. I think that it's good that you get a divorce because you're never really together anyway. You start a new life, start fresh. You guys keep running around the same maypole, chasing each other in and out of other people's homes. It's never going to work out. So you might as well, you're both lovely people. Just lovely people. I like you, Big Daddy, and I like you too, Big Bad and Orange over there. But I don't think you do too well together, so the divorce thing is a good thing, and now I gotta go. This matter is adjourned.
Nicole and Derek agree with the judge that living apart, each with their own mother, was not the best way to begin their marriage, and their relationship since their honeymoon has dissolved. Post a comment or submit your case at divorcecourt.com or call toll-free 1-877-311-2222. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Divorce Court.